Dude, okay. Just got out of meeting with our accountant tax person. So we're moving out of the country. We live in Utah. We are planning on selling my husband's businesses and selling all of our stuff and moving to Costa Rica. We're doing it. The plan is to be out of here by July. So we've got 6 months to get everything done. Just so you know, moving out of the country is no joke. There's a lot of stuff to do, but I'm here for it. And everything is figure outable. So let's go, I say. So this is the thing I wanted to share. This is crazy. I did not know this. So when we moved to Costa Rica, because we were born a US citizen, we will have to continue to pay taxes in the US. It doesn't matter if we live in Costa Rica somewhere else or not. So forever till we die, we have to fill out forms and pay taxes to the US. Okay, that's crazy. So apparently we are the US's bitch until we die. Okay, what? That seems wrong. Anyway, not only that, guess who else is the US's bitches until they die? Our kids. Because our kids were born in the US, even though they're young and little right now, when they start making money in Costa Rica, they have to file forms and pay taxes in the United States because they were born here. Wait, what? So, yeah. That just seems crazy to me. I'm like, that is so wrong. What? I used to think America was this like amazing country. Like, wow, I want to live in America. This is so amazing. And the more I'm learning about it, I'm learning even more as I'm like having to figure out what it would be like to move to a different place, that they still own me and they own my children who will never work a day in the US in their life. And yet they're still paying their money to the US. Anyway. Something I wouldn't have known unless I was moving. So I was just going to share that with you. That's a little bit crazy.
Hey, so since we don't have real news in the United States, I was wondering if all of you outside of the country could do me a solid. Just tell us what's happening. Please tell us what's happening in our country. Could you let us know? Because honestly, we have no idea here. How bad is it? On a scale of 1 to 10. I actually never knew how much of a bubble we live in the United States until I traveled outside of it. It is absolutely insane. We live in our own little fantasy land here. That's why I recommend everybody get a passport. Travel outside of these borders. Because if you travel and you see from the outside looking in, you will never be the same. Travel is the best education you can get, and there is no way you can see what is happening in this country right now and agree with it if you've traveled more than once. I just don't see how that's possible. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're a friend in Europe or Australia, let me know what's going on, because we honestly, here in the States, we have no idea.
Today, we're going to talk about why do you think the Americans are moving now abroad to other countries? Why do you think? Just share on comment section. But before we go to the matter, before we dive in, I'm going to urge you. Maybe it was prophesized. Maybe you were sent by God to come and watch this video and promote my channel. Just click on a subscribe button. Just click to subscribe to my channel. Just support me. Help me to go. Help me. Why Americans are moving abroad? Why do you think now the Americans want and they are? Because some of them have started moving abroad to other countries. Why do you think? Just share on the comment section. But before, I will urge you I would like to appreciate the existing members who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate. And for the new members, for the new viewers, I will just urge you to just promote my channel, subscribe to my channel, share and comment make me grow, make my channel
started to leave the US because of the rise of authoritarianism. And this is something that should absolutely not be taken lightly. I literally saw a report this morning from Australia talking about how they have some applications from this year of people seeking human rights shelter because they are scared of what's going to happen to them. They want to have a backup plan if things go to shit so they can go to Australia and get a visa. And that's absolutely nothing new. Canada has also opened up a program to Americans that may potentially want to leave the country as a sort of political refugee. While that might sound crazy, we are absolutely entering into an era where this is something that people are starting to consider. And even some professors at Yale and other colleges in the US who teach about the rise of authoritarianism and fascism have left the US or have at least started to make plans to leave. And if that's not a wake-up call to other Americans to rally together to join the fight, I don't know what is. The president should not be able to send armed troops to terrorize American citizens. People should not be able to be kidnapped regardless of whether they're foreign born or American born, nor should they disappear. So I would really look long and hard into your decision to be apolitical right now because things are changing rapidly in a very bad direction.
It does not cost a lot of money to leave the United States. I've already left the United States once and I will be leaving again in less than a week, and it does not cost a lot of money. So let's get into the breakdown of what it has cost in order for me to leave, as well as my cost of living while living in Bali. So my visa for 2 years is $500. Everybody's visa is going to be different. There are different visas that you can get. The one that I happen to get happens to be $500 for 2 years. Second, I fly for free. You can go see the pinned video on my page. I fly everywhere for free. I never ever pay for flights. Next, my apartment in Bali is $650. That includes water, utilities, gas, everything like that. It also includes breakfast and daily maid service as well. My car over there, or my scooter, cost about $70, $75 a month. My total cost of living, including eating out, yoga, everything like that, is around $2,000 per month while living in Bali. Whereas living in the US, my cost of living exceeds somewhere around like $6,000 to $8,000 per month. And if you're like, Andrea, I don't know what to do, I've already looked for remote jobs. There are teaching jobs. There are ways that you can translate English. There's so many opportunities out there, you guys. Please do not limit yourself and say that there's poor people can't leave the United States, or that you don't have enough money to leave the United States. Like, do not limit yourself. Do not say those things. Do not believe those things. Believe that whatever you put your mind to.
Why do you think now the American want and they are? Because some of them have started moving abroad to other countries. Why do you think? Just share on the comment section. But before, I will urge you I would like to appreciate the existing members who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate. And for the new members, for the new viewers, I will just urge you to just promote my channel, subscribe to my channel, share and comment, make me grow, make my channel grow. I would really appreciate. Let's go, let's dive in direct to the matter. After there, I will play some clips, then we come back for the comments, then we call it a day. First, I was asking, it's a question, then you can comment. I will come to answer it. Why do you think the Americans now are moving abroad to other countries? Because we have seen in the recent days, Americans having crisis, layoff, change of tariff, AG, and many more. Do you think that is the main reason that makes them to try looking a better life in other countries? Because I have a friend of mine, is now a friend of mine, is an American living in Kenya, and saying that life in Kenya is very, very cheap, affordable. Do you think that what affects those people to decide move from America to look for a better life in other countries? Yes, we know the currency of US into African country, it's a big money. You can find an American coming to Africa can create an employment to our fellow Africans, can build some houses, can build even his own house, can own a land. I think that might be the main reason, because the economy of US is collapsing. The life in US is coming hard because of the things that we have seen in the previous happening, the crisis, the layoff. People are coming unemployed. People want to live a peaceful life. That's why they have decided to move to other countries to look for a better life. Let me play a clip here of people who have moved abroad and there, how they are living, how the life's there. Then don't forget to share, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will come back after this clip.
Moved to Mexico from America in 2024, and here's why. Hi, my name is Drew. I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and lived there my whole life. And recently, me and my wife decided to move down to Mexico full time. Let's talk about it. Obviously, there are tons and tons of reasons. I just kicked the camera. If you move to another country, you should have tons and tons of reasons for it. But here are the few main reasons that we moved to Mexico. The first reason is absolutely going to be cost of living. Everything here in Mexico is going to be much more affordable compared to America, where we are coming from. Now, my wife and I are still earning an American wage here in Mexico, which does help keep more money in our pocket. But there are several things, including housing, groceries, gas, medical care. Pretty much everything that you need to live in Mexico is going to be much more affordable compared to anywhere in America. The second main reason for moving to Mexico from America is going to be the better lifestyle. Better lifestyle is relative to like the lifestyle that you want to live personally. But for me, we moved from Dallas, Texas, which is a big business-centered city, to the coast of Mexico. A much more active lifestyle and much more to do for me and my family than we did before. Now, it is much less crowded, which is a plus. Coming from Dallas, we were in a city of 8 million plus people. So you're really kind of like jammed in on the highways. Everywhere is, it's rush hour from 9 to 5 the entire day. That does not exist here. Now, typically you would think it's hotter here in Mexico, closer to the equator than it is in America, but that's just not the case. I think the hottest day here gets up to like, the low 90s. And in Dallas, where we're from, it gets up to 105 degrees, feels like 115 with the, humidity. So down here, I would say it is a lot cooler. It's a lot more temperate, and you can enjoy the outdoors rather than having to stay inside where it's, much more manageable and bearable. The third main reason we moved to Mexico, and this is another kind of preference thing, is going to be a much more vibrant culture. There is going to be a little bit of culture shock when you move to any foreign country, especially out of the United States. Now, what do I mean by culture? Well, that's pretty much everything that encompasses living here. So the community, the food, the tradition, the colors, the art, everything here is much different than what you get in the United States and Texas, even though we are a border state. And you would think that there's a lot of Mexican culture involved in, Texas and what we have there, but it's far different. In general, I would say the community here is much more tight knit and a lot nicer and kinder to one another. Where we are is a smaller town than Dallas by a lot, but everyone here is very friendly, looking after one another. All of our neighbors have been wonderful, and I would say people look after each other here a lot more. Now let's talk about the food. It is so much better, and like everything else, is so much more affordable. You're getting fresh ingredients. Everything in our kind of local community is locally sourced, and it's either butchered, picked, grown, whatever it is. Like, it's done relatively close, and so what you're getting is fresh, brought in every week by whatever the vendors are. And then if you do need your like bigger necessities, you can always go to Costco, Sam's, the bigger stores that are, I guess in the bigger city. When you patron the local businesses, you're going to be very happy you did. Some of the best, most intense flavors, very like classical Mexican dishes that you do not get in Tex-Mex. Some of the best baked goods I've ever had anywhere on the planet. And we've been all over Europe, all over the United States. When I say that the food down here is so much better, it is so much better. The nightlife is super popping. It's super friendly towards the LGBTQ community here. Generally in our area where we are, I can't speak for the rest of Mexico. Probably the biggest motivating factor for moving to Mexico would be moving out of the United States. Now, this might be a little controversial, but quite frankly, things there are getting a little crazy for my taste and for my family's taste. And with how, expensive everything is getting, how violent everything is getting, how divisive everything is getting. They just tried to kill a president, kind of getting out of the, tumultuous climate of the United States right now and experiencing other cultures. It is a very big challenge. You will have culture shock. You will be homesick. But ultimately, I would say my family, myself and my wife, and our dogs are much healthier, much happier. We're enjoying what we do a lot more. And I would encourage you to go abroad. It is something that you can do a lot easier than you think. And it was the right move for me. But if you're interested in just kind of following along on our journey or hearing us talk about more stuff or have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I'm happy to engage.
It's a voice one of the person, and those are the voices of the people that moved abroad and their lifestyle. You have seen what he's saying, that life in other countries is affordable at least. Others have moved with their families, wife, children, all the families, to live to other country because it's a better life there. Tell me what you see on the